Hello everyone, we are back again on our English lessons presentation on TV and radio. We still continue with parts of speech, and this time we going to have a look at verbs. We said last time that parts comprise a lot of things, including which are verbs. Now, verbs are very important in the English language. They are important, so much so important that you can to make sense without one. Before we start anything, we ask ourselves what are verbs or what verbs are. Verbs are words that express action. In simple terms, they are actions. It is important also to note that not all verbs do this. Not all verbs express action. Action like walk, stand, talk, look. These are words that are words of action. Not all verbs do this. There are some verbs that only tell you is or what something is. Okay? In other words, these verbs state a state of being. They only tell a situation. They tell you what something is, whether the book is red or black, or whether somebody is tall, someone is good. These are verbs that express a state of being. They only express a situation. Okay? Now there are verbs that express action as a group. Okay? For example, the pupils open their exercise books. You can see these underlined words are verbs that are expressing action. The teacher started the dictation. One of the pupils raised his hand. When they finished the exercise, the teacher collected all the books and marked them. Fatu got everything right, but her friend Mary made terrible mistakes, and the teacher underlined all of them. Now, the words opened, started, raised, finished, collected, marked, got, made, and underlined are actions that people do. However, a few verbs do a different thing. For example, Lamin is a clever boy. The verb here in that sentence is. Lamin is a boy. Fatu and Mary are good friends. Fatu and Mary are good. The was angry. The headmaster was angry. The headmaster was angry. So words here is, are, was. People or what things are. Case. Okay? What sort of person is Lamin? Lamin. Fatu and Mary are. So it's the word was, are, is that tell us something about these people in these sentences. These verbs do not express what people do, rather, they just say how Lamin is, what Fatu and Mary are, and what the headmaster was. They express a state of being. The most common among these verbs is the verb to be. The verb to be, am, is, are, was, were. Is, are, was. Okay? These are what we call the verb to be. Come from the infinitive to be. Okay? Verb to be. I am, you are, he is, she is, I was, you were. Okay? These are verb to be. Mark them because we're going to have a lot to do with them later on in this lesson and lessons to come. These verbs often have an adjective after them. Okay? When they are used in a sentence, not all the time, but most of the time, sometimes, when they are used, we have an adjective after them. Okay? In your other lessons, you said there are words that tell you something about the noun. They describe nouns. Okay? So this verb will give you the adjective. Okay? Okay? Now let's look at this. Underline the verbs expressing an action in the following sentences. The children, but before that, let's a little bit go back. Okay? For example, we say, is, are, was, were, are from the verb. And most of the times they have an object and after them. The teacher is kind to his students. The verb in the sentence is is. Is. And this is followed by this. In your other lesson, you learned about adjectives, words that tell you something about the noun. If you look at this sentence, you have teacher, and this word is talking about teacher. What sort of person is this? Okay? So after the is, you have an adjective. That's what is meant by the fact that the verb to be is, are, or was, most of the times have an adjective after them. Now let us look at this practice, this exercise. Underline the verbs expressing an action in the following sentences. Okay, number one, the first sentence, the children played football. The children played football. 2, the girls danced. The boy ran away. The teacher gave us an exercise. We learned grammar at school. Now, look at the verbs in the sentence here. The children played football, played. The girls danced. Danced is underlined. The boy ran away. Ran is also underlined. The teacher gave us an exercise. Gave is also underlined in this sentence. We learn grammar at school. Learn is also underlined in this sentence. Now let us look at these 5 words underlined in these sentences. Are words that express action, or are they the other group? That is, words that don't do action, but they tell you what people or what things. Here we have danced, ran, gave, and learned. They all express action. They are that category of verbs that express action. Sometimes the verb can be in two parts in the sentence. For example, the children are running in the field. The children are running in the field. You can have two words underlined there. You have and you also have running. Children are in the field. The teacher is giving us an exercise. You have is and you have giving. The teacher will give us an exercise. The girls are dancing. The boy has run away. The fisherman can carry a heavy basket. In that one, the fisherman, you have can. And you also have carry. Carry a heavy basket. So you have can. It should have been on a line in that sentence. So can is also a verb. The reason why we say verbs in look at this sentence, you cannot running field. The sentence will not be complete. It will not make full sense. You cannot say the teacher giving us eyes. And this is how some of us speak. We have to be careful. The teacher will give us an exercise. If I just say the teacher give us an exercise, I'm giving this sentence a different meaning altogether without the word will. The teacher will give us an exercise. The girls are dancing. If I leave out the word are, it say dancing. I will sound ridiculous. I will sound very funny. Even be correct. The girls dancing. This is how some of us speak, though, but it's very the word dancing. And that will give you the full meaning of what you want to say. The boy ran away. You cannot simply say the boy ran away. One, it is wrong, and two, the meaning is still lacking. Okay? One can carry a heavy basket. Okay? The fisherman carry a heavy basket. This is how some of us speak. Okay? Though it is wrong, but if you also out can here in this sentence, you are changing the meaning of the sentence. So sometimes this is what happens to if we don't know how to use verbs correctly in sentences, we totally change the meaning of what we say or write. That's why in English, all other parts of speech are important, but one of the most important one, among them is the verbs. You can't speak whatever. Hardly to construct a sentence or to say a sentence without using a verb. Okay? Usage or the verb is also very important. As students, we need to learn seriously understand that. Otherwise, we will always be making mistakes by people or we write. So take note. Now these small verbs that go with the main verbs, are generally called helping verbs. Yes. Are running. They help what we call the action verb, the other verb that carries the main meaning of what we want to say, the action that we want to do. Here is running. The main action is running. Okay? But you cannot write it alone without the help of this. Okay? So it must be either is running, who are running, and so on and so forth. Running. But one of them, the verb to be, is running. They are for the name. But we will not go into that. Maybe in subsequent lessons we will look at some of them. Okay. Examples include, the little girl is looking at her mother. Is helping the verb looking. We could see the new moon in the sky on the first day of Ramadan. Could see. We could see. We have can and could. Okay? Is the time we say and under what situation we say them could be different. Into that, as our lesson later on will show, could and can are related, very, very related. So they at one time due to something. Okay, we could see the new moon. So see is the verb here, is the action. Okay, helped by the helping. We could see the new moon. The cat has caught a mouse. The cat has caught. The cat has caught a mouse. So has, caught, has in the verb. Okay, is also from the catch, to catch. Okay, caught, verb. Okay, when we go through these verbs in our subsequent, we will learn the relationship between caught and catch. We will not go today. Let's look at the next practice here. Now, underline the verbs in two parts in the following sentences. We said verbs can be in two parts. That is, we have a helping verb that we now learn to know that this is a helping verb helping the other verb. Okay, we call it verbs in two parts. Okay, the boy will run a race in the next inter-house athletics competition. The boy will run. Okay, a race. So will is one part. The sun is shining. So as you watch this program, try to be looking at these things and answering them before we come to the correction part. The secretary will write a letter. What time will the lesson start? What